My backpack's better than your backpack.
Dude, there's no way. My backpack is way better than your backpack.
My backpack's better than your backpack.
There's no way. Look how much cooler mine is than yours. And all the options. It even looks better just sitting there.
Yeah, that's right. It does look pretty sitting on a table, but not on your back.
Ouch. Ouch. Those are fighting words. How about this? We compare them and let these guys decide after we finish our root beer.
Sounds good.
Alright guys, so in today's YouTube video, we're going to compare the Killik 2800 versus the Badlands 2200 and
Yes.
see which one is better, better for the price.
Yeah.
Better for just all around hunting, or which one's more optional. My personal feeling on it is I think they're going to be actually really close to where both of them are a good option. I've always been a fan of yours, and I just got this last year. But to start off, let's kind of get into size, right?
Yeah, size is probably the main thing, especially when you're hunting. You know, you got your day packs, different sizes that you have is gonna depend on what you're carrying and what you're gonna pack out and what you're taking with you. So size, yeah, good place to start.
Size matters, right?
Size matters.
So it is true.
You heard it from us.
With that said, mine's the Killik 2800, so mine's slightly bigger than yours. Like, I mean, barely, but slightly.
Yeah, mine's the Badlands 2200. There's a little bit of differences. Mine does have a little less space.
And really, I mean, just comparing the two, like, I don't think there's that much more of a difference. And you may have more pockets or more storage space that gives you the benefit of carrying more stuff than me, even though I have a little more room. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. It's neither here or there, but I would say it's pretty close. Like, I feel like that's probably a dead even. I mean, I don't know what is that, 600 cubic, is it cubic square inches?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe that's an extra coat, maybe something like that. So you can throw an extra coat in there, but sometimes I've noticed that whenever I put too many coats in my pack, I just take them all for walks. So extra coats ain't really
right.
Okay, well, so a size I'd say fairly even, you know, maybe 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 broadheads.
4.5 broadheads. That's what we're doing to rate our packs. So let's move on to the next one, which is pockets. So I guess the way to compare these two is just go through and kind of count our pockets.
Yeah.
Say what we got to say. Do the water pouches count as a pocket?
Yeah, they're pockets.
Okay. Okay. Well, I got 2. I'll start with 2. I'll just count mine first, then count yours.
Okay.
I guess is how we'll do that. 3. Then I got these little pockets here. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I got 1 pouch here that's 8. And then on the inside here, I have 1 here on the lid, another one right below it, and then 3 up here. Where was I at? Was that 8?
8,
9, 10,
11.
11, 12, 13, 14 for the big pocket. 14 so far. I feel like I might be missing one, but that's about it. I kind of have one on the back side here, on the inside of this pouch where I actually hold my game bags. But other than that, so I don't know. Maybe I'll call that 15. So 15 altogether.
15. Okay. So each side is identical to on my backpack. I have one on each side of my hips. But anyway, so there's 1, 2, 3. Got one on the top here, and then I undo the wings here. So that was 3. I got a little pouch here, 4. I got a spot for my spotting scope, 5. And here's the other side, identical to the other side. Got 5. And then open up the main. The main is 6. And then I got, it was my bladder bag spot, but I use it as just a normal bag or a pocket anyway.
Yeah.
So there was 6, 7. So I guess I got 7. Oh, I take that back. I have 1 more. So 7. If I open up this one, this is kind of a neat little thing about my backpack. Open that up, and then on the back side of that, I got a pouch as well.
Oh, okay.
So that gives me 8.
So you have 8 total. Wow, I thought you actually had more pockets than I did.
No, you beat me on the pockets.
That's amazing. I really thought you had more pockets. The one thing though is my small organizing pocket. So I just have 3 little pouch pockets. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this, but 3 little pouch pockets up here. And I mean, you know, they're just kind of organizing pockets. Just throw something quick and easy in there. So I mean, I was counting those as pockets, but I really thought you would have beat me. So I guess as far as pockets, is there any packs that we could think of besides Badlands and Killik that have more? Or
I think it's. I'm sure
is
there.
there another brand that has more pockets?
I don't know if they. I'm sure there is. There has to be.
Okay. So what would you rate yours then? Like.
Well, as far as pockets go, I will say I'm a pocket guy. I like having pockets, but you know, I wish I had more. So I'd you know, I'm about probably 2 doll broadheads.
2 doll. So you wish that.
I wish there was
you
a
had
few more pockets in
Okay.
there.
So that's 2. So I think I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna kind of give myself a good like solid 4 at least.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's better options. I'll tell you the one thing. So this one has those little pouches, and I really wish that this one, this pouch here, which is fully detachable, which is something I'll get into maybe later, but I wish this one actually had a couple other pockets on it, like one on the outside, just a quick access, like for your elk reeds or something. Well, I guess it's usually on your back, but just another pocket there would be pretty nice to have. In my opinion. So
well, along those lines, I'm gonna steal your thunder there about a place for your reeds. That's the one thing I like about mine, is I got these ones on the hip that I can just reach to the side and pull and open up, and I actually have my reeds.
oh, there you go.
Set
Okay, yeah.
there.
So they're in a good spot. So I actually carry mine on my bino harness, which seemed to work out pretty good this last year.
I'm not fortunate enough to have a bino harness yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, whenever you're cool like me, when you don't spend your money right and you buy shiny things, you get bino harnesses. Okay, with that said,
oh, before we leave the pockets, can I count my back wings as pockets?
oh, for sure, 100%.
Because I have the wings here that kind of help with another accessory at the meat shelf and stuff, but I also will throw just if it's not a rainy day, my coat, whatever else I might have just on the back here to cinch it. I gotta cinch it up. It's not in a pocket, but it's attached to my backpack.
Right, 100%. Okay, yeah, might as well. I kind of have a little bit of that same option here too, so I don't know.
That's a half a pocket, huh?
Half a pocket. Okay, well, let's move on to, you kind of already mentioned it with your hip belt, but let's go ahead and move on to hip belt. And for me personally, it's okay. I have my my pistol holster, thank you. My pistol holster on this one, but it's just Velcro. It's just Velcroed together, and the Velcro works really good. Like I didn't have any problems of it coming apart during my hunting season or nothing. So that's kind of cool, but I am kind of bummed out that it doesn't have a pocket like yours or a pouches like yours. So it works, you know. Yeah, you're gonna have to get extra some kind of pouch or something to, you know, to be able to put it on the
So you
Killik.
could have a pouch on there. It's a detachable pouch.
It'll be a detachable, yep. And it just Velcros right on there. But what I was doing was actually carrying my knife on this side and then my pistol on this side all hunting season. And it worked for me. I mean, I got 14 other pockets to put stuff in, so it all worked out. And my bino harness to hold my reeds.
This guy.
I will tell you though, for your elk call, using the hydration pouch here worked pretty good. Actually, still have the water in there. But I had my elk bugle in there, and I mean it held in there. I didn't lose it once. It worked pretty good. It tightens up right here.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, it worked really good. I was really impressed with it. And do you want to say anything about your hip belt, like what dislikes or likes?
No, I like it. I actually have a built-in holster for a gun, for a pistol, in between the hip pocket there. I can actually slide a pistol down inside. if I had a pistol that fit in there.
Is your pistol a little too big?
Yeah, my pistol's too big.
Yeah.
So it's actually on both sides.
Well, that's kind of a nice option because, I mean, actually that's one thing I've seen with Badlands and really always liked was that they had that they really thought out their belt system as far as the pouch and a pistol holster. Essentially, I guess you just have to have the right pistol, though.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I mean, I think that covers it for the hip belt. So, let's go into one of my things that actually, let me back up real quick because we got to go into what I'm gonna rate mine 2 broadheads dull.
Okay, I'll do mine 2 sharp broadheads.
And that's for the hip belt.
Yeah, hip belt, two sharp broadheads. I'm almost 3. I'm satisfied with
Let's
it.
just bump it up to 3.
All right, we'll go 3. Three
Okay,
three
perfect.
broadheads.
Perfect. You know what? I realized that we should have wrote this down so we could at the end be like, all right, well,
Right.
go ahead and move on now to comfortability. So,
Uh-huh.
as far as mine goes, guys, I think mine's okay. The back is a little stiff. You know, I think maybe through time it softens up a little more. But I've been using this since turkey season. I put a ton of miles on it, and it's still pretty stiff. I wish it was a little more forgiving or memory foam wise. With this, I'm gonna say like 3 broadheads. I don't know if it's dull or sharp. You know, like it's comfortable, but it's not the most comfortable. The one thing I really like about this pack is how easy it is to adjust. So if I just loosen this up down here, it literally slides up and down my back. So like in the middle of a hike, whenever the pressure points are just hitting a certain spot that I'm tired of, I can adjust it and kind of move it around just a little bit to take off those pressure points. Really like that about this pack. Just the only thing is I wish this was like the lumbar and the shoulder pads were just a little softer. I mean, there's a little cushion there, but not much. It's pretty hard, and you definitely feel it throughout the end of a day. But overall, it's fairly comfortable, so I'm gonna put it around three broadheads.
So if you notice that mine doesn't have quite as thick of padding as Eric does, but I got some type of, I can't remember the foam.
Memory foam, isn't it?
I think it is a memory foam. It's a little denser, but it's also a little forgiving, and it's not as thick. As far as pressure points on the back, it sits pretty good on the back. I will say though, the one thing that Eric has on his that mine don't have is being able to adjust the shoulder height and compared to where your hip belt is.
Yeah.
That mine's kind of like a one size fits all as far as that goes. Like, you know, the only adjustments I have are the strap adjustments on how thick I'd be in the chest area, and I can pull my pack tighter to my backpack. But as far as trying to make it set for my shoulders and my hips, I don't have that adjustment. But I haven't really had any reasons of hate, I get, you know, like
Not needing to.
I haven't noticed it too much.
Yeah, well, you know, to add to your pack, I mean, I've only thrown on your pack a few times, walked it around camp or whatever, but just the little bit that I played with it, I mean, it molds to your back just fine. I think it really relieves, I don't know, like you're the one that wears it all the time. Do you ever get like pressure points or anything?
No, I don't. I can't recall really much of any pressure points. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I mean, there's that, you know, getting tired of packing it all day, but never.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's one thing I really like about mine is like if it just gets a little, but the thing is if it was more designed like yours, I probably wouldn't need the adjustments, but I really like the adjuster and it really helps take away those pressure points. So what do you give your pack for comfortability?
I'd give it a 4.
You give it a 4?
4 broadhead.
Okay. I think that's fair. I think you're being modest, to be honest with you, because I think Badlands, at least this style of pack for Badlands, is one of the most comfortable packs there is. My personal opinion, but I only have limited.
Well, I gave it kind of a lower score just because there's no adjustment for
10-4
for hips and shoulders, I guess.
Yeah, but man, for as comfortable as it is,
Yeah,
you almost don't need to.
Right.
But all right, well, let's move on. So I gave mine a 3, which I guess I was trying to give myself a few points there, because if you only giving yourself a 4, I should probably bump mine down to like 2 or 2.5. But
Oh, well,
but I'm gonna stick with 3. That's what I
Sounds
said.
good.
So that's what I'm gonna stick with it. Like I said, it's just during turkey season I was testing it out, and the pressure points were really getting to me. Then I realized that I had this adjustment and I can move this lumbar support or off of my shoulders or whatever, move it kind of to fit me better, you know, and it made a huge difference by doing that. And yeah, so I mean, really, like, I'm pretty comfortable all day long. Yeah, I don't really have the pressure points, but yeah, I'm giving myself a 3, 4.
4.
4? Okay, 4
Yep.
broadheads, 3 broadheads for comfortability. All right, so let's move on to meat shelf. Now this, because I'm really curious about this, let's just, I don't know how we want to start. Maybe to make it fair, because yours comes from the front, right?
Yeah.
So if you have yours to the back, then I'll have mine to the front, because I got to work mine. I'll have to flip mine around and make it work. So what we'll do here, guys, is we're going to just do a little race, see who gets our meat shelf out first, and then we'll talk about the meat shelf and then rate the meat shelf and then talk about that. So we'll get going. So 1, 2, 3, go. Oh yeah, I guess I'm cheating a little bit. Okay, I lied, Joe. I'm a little faster.
Okay, all in all, I'll be ready to put my meat on. And that's the difference is,
So you could just throw yours up like that, well, I kind of stopped there because I thought I won, but then I realized that you were doing a little bit more, so I don't know, I feel like that might be a little more even than I realized. Either way, though, I do feel like yours is slightly edges it out, though, because it is just kind of backing over, where mine I have to take this part of the pack off. And yeah, I have my game bags in this pocket. This is kind of a cool little feature on this, is I have this back pocket in here this is actually a backpack that detaches away from your meat pack.
cool.
But which is kind of cool. But I also use it for my game bags, just to stuff them away somewhere where they're out of the way. And the only time that I'll use them is if I'm using my meat pack, so it's all kind of accessible right there. That was my thinking behind it. With that said, though, yeah, this is my meat pack, so I would basically put my meat in there, strap it down right here on top, and then put my flaps over that way, tighten it all down, and then put this back over. I will say the only thing that I don't like about this is you have something in here, if your meat is, you know, you got a quarter or something, your leg's sticking out. The way they've showed it on other videos is you got to stuff this back in there, but my little workaround was just run it through here or something. I can't remember exactly what my workaround was now that I'm under pressure. But I did have a workaround where you could still have it coming out of the top, but you don't have to, you know, you don't have to have this piece on there. And then everything's strapped to your meat shelf, so in theory, like, the only thing that's carrying is the weight of whatever's in your pack, which is not too bad.
So yeah, mine's a little different where Eric, you know, his is kind of right at the back. Mine, whatever I'd have to be packing out, you know, so it has to set down on my shelf here, and this comes up and over and snaps into these clips here. So, you know, like and then of course that stretches out, and then my meat or whatever will be sitting down in this, and then my bat wings come out and snap in 3 places there. So, you know, it's not actually all that bad of a deal. My only thing is the one thing. So far I've had this for about 4 years now, but I've only packed out 1 deer. I shot a little 3-point, and I put all 4 quarters and back straps on this and the head, and packed it all out in one load.
In one shot?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So even though it's not as practical, or I guess I shouldn't say practical, it's practical. My thing is I like to have the weight of whatever it is I'm packing closest to my back, which is one thing I like about that backpack, is that your heaviest part you're packing out is close to your back.
Yeah.
Whereas when I had all that on this, I guess you call that back heavy, or
Yeah.
because I had so much. I mean, I don't really remember having that hard of a time, but just to pack in general, I like having all the weight close to my back as possible. But with that being said, I still packed it out, and but that is the one thing I don't like about the backpack is when you put in heavy quarters, is that it's on the outside of your pack,
Pushes, yeah.
pulling you back further.
Pulling you.
Yeah.
Pulling you the opposite way. And second everything you said. That's one thing that really sold me on this. Well, that, and also get back to the truck on that first load. You don't need all this. Now, I haven't put one in here, but I actually have a hydration pouch right here. I drop my pack here, or my day pack, drop it off, unclip it from the bottom here, or go back for another load, have a hydration pack there. Or I do have pockets in these bat wings too, so I guess that's 1460 or 1560.
Will you stop counting your pockets? You keep
right.
killing me here.
So, but I could throw either water bottles there in these, or I could have a hydration pouch there. Really cool option though. This is really impressive option. That's one thing about this Killik pack, is that whoever designed this, well, obviously it was the Killik company that designed it, but the engineers or whatever, they really thought it out. I really think there's some hunters, I mean real hunters, because they thought out the craziest stuff. Like the hydration pack on the
meat frame.
On the meat frame is amazing to me. Thought that was really intelligent idea. Being able to take your regular bag completely off and then go back in the woods and just have your pack frame with the option of having a hydration pouch is pretty cool.
So what do you give your meat shelf score?
I wanna rate it high. I really do.
I would then rate it high.
I wanna rate it a solid 5 broadhead. Sharp.
Solid 5.
Just because I haven't seen other packs that quite like this on the. Somebody shooting across the way.
Tannerite, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to aim it up, or I want to aim it up. I really want to
score it.
Rate it up. Yeah, score it high, because I just haven't seen too many other pack companies with this much option on the meat shelf itself. Really impressed with it. I had an opportunity to use the meat shelf, but it was one of those things where I was like, which one's going to be more work here? I was 300 yards, give or take, from my pickup, and I was like, you know, what's going to be more work here? Trying to put it all on my meat shelf, or just dragging the thing to my pickup? And I decided to drag it to my pickup, so I ended up not using it. I had everything open and I was ready to do it, but I was like, I'll just drag the thing, and so I closed it up and went from there. I really think highly of my meat shelf though, so I am pretty proud of that. What about you?
Like I said, I only have the one take back, and I kind of consider that a fairly big thing, I guess, you know, like an important thing to consider, meat pack. So I'm going to give mine 3 sharp broadheads.
3 sharp?
Yeah.
And I mean, that pack is, I think, I really admire the Badlands and the way they think about their stuff. And, you know, I might have 14 or 16 pockets, but
well, I was gonna say I have one ace in the hole. I was gonna save it for last
well,
year.
I think we'll go there next, so just go ahead and keep saving it. But well, actually, we'll just go there now. So guys, we're at our last category, and it's our favorite feature, right? That's what you're gonna do. So our favorite feature about our pack, and Joe, I'll let you take off with it.
So one of the things that I always wanted in a pack is that I always thought, you know, you're not a good hunter, or I shouldn't say good hunter, but growing up, you see guys that had like a little spot for their rifle or their bow.
Oh yeah,
you know, like to attach to their bag.
Yeah.
And especially, so I was like, you know what, someday I'm gonna have a backpack that way. So in a way, this backpack was a dream come true.
Okay.
Because one of the features of it, besides, you know, like this awesome meat shelf, is I undo this pouch here, and I have this little cradle thing that I can put the stock of my gun into, or my bow, the cam of my bow, and then I can secure it in with this little snap here and put my back wings around it, and I can put my weapon on my backpack and hike out. So I kind of like that.
I actually have the same thing. I got a pocket down here. Well, I got 2 things. So I could carry my rifle right through here too,
Oh.
and strap it down the same way, or my bow. And then also I have this pack cover down here.
Ooh.
This actually saved me this hunting season. It was pouring down pretty good, and at first I was like, I ain't gonna pull that out. And my bag started getting pretty soaked on the outside, and I'm like, that's gonna start bleeding through anytime. This material is, I'd say weather resistant, but not like weatherproof or waterproof. So anyways, I pulled this out. It worked pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Usually I carry my rifle holder here. So I got this from old Joe here, walking around with a butt pad, which I noticed you took yours off. So
I lost it.
Oh, you lost it? Okay. But anyway, so I walk around, just having this butt pad to set down in glass somewhere. Great idea. Picked that up from Joe, stole it from him. But so I have the same thing here. Put my rifle right through there. And then the option that I thought was cool is this pocket here is completely detachable. And the cool thing about that is you could use it as a hip belt.
Or a fanny pack.
A fanny pack.
Bring the 80s back.
Yeah, bringing the 80s back. There you go. There you go. The 80s called and wanted their fanny pack back. There you go. Or you can use this as a bino harness if you don't have one. I started my season. I ended up getting a new pair of binos. I didn't have a bino harness before at the start of the season, but mid-season I ended up buying a bino harness. Long story short, I used this as a bino harness. Thought it worked really good, really great. But honestly, it kind of made me just want an actual bino harness even more. You know,
right.
The one downfall is every time you go to pull your binos out, you go like this. You know, and then so like just that zipper sound where the bino harnesses just kind of open up. You know,
right.
with minimal noise. Yeah. And so that's one thing that I ended up getting the bino harness. But like I said, if you don't have a bino harness, this is a really cool option. You can just use this as a bino harness. Now I just put it on the back and use it as my food storage. So that's my cool option that I have on this. Joe, let's go back to you.
Because we forgot one thing.
We did forget one thing. Do
That
you
we
want to
kind of
talk about it?
Yeah, we kind of covered it, but we didn't cover it because it is kind of a bonus without realizing it. As a lot of you guys know, or you should know, maybe you don't know. Not that it's really something you have to know, but getting into your backpack with, like especially the meat shelf, you know. So you have the meat shelf here, and you have your meat, pulled up over the top of that, or maybe you have a bunch of coats piled on the outside, or your tripod, or you just, you have all the bat wings all clipped in, and you want to get into your main pocket, and you don't want to undo all that. Well, Badlands has made it to where I can get into. I kind of showed you the pocket earlier, but you can just get into your stuff by the back, go through the back door.
Yeah.
And so I keep like my gloves up front, or my warm gear stuff, and then the other thing too, kind of most important, is where I use my bladder bag as a main pocket in the actual backpack itself. So I don't have a bladder bag. I just slide my water on the inside down here. They just sit down inside here, and I actually have a water set in there. But it gives me easy access to my water without opening up my whole backpack and pulling everything out, and then having to stuff everything back into the backpack and then reclip my bat wings, and then so it creates a lot of work trying to get into the main pocket. So by going in through the back here, and it doesn't, if you think it's going to affect how it sits on your back, it doesn't. The only thing that it does affect is if you're not, I've had a couple times where the zippers that zip it up, if they're sitting, I think it's right on the top here, I could feel them in my back.
Oh, the zippers themselves?
Yeah, the pull tabs for the zippers.
Oh, 10-4. So just kind of be mindful of that.
Right.
Try to put them in maybe
on
the side.
Yeah,
or
I typically try to put it on the side when I zip them up.
That makes sense.
But that is a design that I have enjoyed about my backpack.
You kind of also have these airports. I mean, mine's kind of, but I get pretty sweaty though, like around here and all these points. But you kind of have like little airports, it seems like, and then these.
Yeah.
Probably helps reduce the sweat a little bit, or no?
No, it helps a little bit, but I still get pretty sweaty back.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess the next thing is price, and then like I guess what we think overall. So mine price wise, I believe is around 230 to 250, and yours?
I believe I was about 300 when I bought. I was maybe 320 when I bought mine.
Okay, okay. So about anywhere from $100 to about $75
Right.
difference there.
Yeah.
So I would say if on a comparison level, I mean, they're pretty close, right? They both
Right.
have options that the other one doesn't.
Correct.
So I would say that if you were a guy that was looking for more comfortability and you had the budget for the extra money for the Badlands pack, probably go for the Badlands for comfortability's sake, right?
Right. Well, and the other thing too is I didn't throw that out there till just now is the warranty.
Oh, you have a long warranty, huh?
I got like a lifetime warranty where they will either fix it or replace it.
Oh, so it's one of those kind of warranties.
Yeah.
I think Killik has some kind of warranty, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's a limited warranty, so it's not quite as good as Badlands. So that's kind of nice to know.
And that's another. As we're talking through all this, that just barely hit my mind because it's been years since I've had the backpack. But that was a buying point because I was trying to find something that I could use for years and not have to worry about it. And that
Right.
the warranty is kind of another thing that sold me on it.
Yeah, well, 100%. I think that's huge. I mean, that's kind of another episode or whatnot.
Right.
But that's one reason that I actually got the Vortex optics was, I mean, comparability between Leopold and Vortex. I think they're both great companies, and they both have their benefits. But what really sold me on Vortex was the warranty. Just that simple warranty just kind of sold me on the whole thing. So warranty is kind of a big deal, I think, especially in the hunting space, because we're spending a lot of money on this stuff to go and have fun, try to chase down some animals, and so we want it to last a long time, you know. And some of this stuff, this pack, you know, I'm sure my son's going to have his own pack eventually, but I mean, you know, it might turn into an extra one 20 years down the road or something, you know. So, and probably the same with yours too. So, you know, you're investing a lot of money. So definitely the warranty in the hunting field, I think, is a positive thing. So yeah, I think overall they're kind of dead even for the most part. So yeah, I think overall I'll give mine a solid 4.5 just because of some of the options and stuff. Really my biggest complaint, and it's not even that big of a complaint, I don't want to make it more than what it is. It's just not quite as comfortable as possibly that one, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give mine. I'm gonna rate it kind of high. Maybe it's a little biased, but 4.5 broadheads, sharp broadheads, razor sharp broadheads.
I'm going to give mine, I'm going to go about 4 broadheads. Just simply, you know, as I guess just on the fact of that meat shelf being on the back of your pack. Because I really value the fact that you need all the weight of your pack as close to the back as you can, or the heaviest part of your pack close to the back. And but you know, on the everything else and the pockets, I will say I'm jealous of how many pockets Eric has.
That's because he's a pocket guy, though.
I love pockets.
It's funny because I'm like, I just, you know, a few big pockets, I'm good. You know, I can figure the rest out. That's how I am. And then I ended up with, I didn't realize it. I thought you actually had more pockets, but I ended up with more pockets. So I know it's eating at him deep down inside.
It does. I just like having a home for stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, it is nice. I mean, I've had to spread my stuff out because I'm like, I don't know what can go in this pocket. You know, I got so much room in here. It's so spacious. So yeah. So well, I think that kind of covers it. The Killik 2800 versus the Badlands 2200. I know Badlands definitely is more comfortable, and I mean that's kind of a selling point to me, you know. Even though that I do have this one, I just know how comfortable that is, and I'm like, you know. And then you're looking at mine with the pockets, so it's kind of whatever you're into at the end of the day. But I would say that they're pretty even, and you wouldn't be disappointed by owning either.
Correct.
one.
I was just going to say the same thing. If you only have access to one or the other, it's not going to affect your hunt that much to give you a bad hunt, or even a day hike, day scouting or whatever. I use my backpack, scouting, hunting, and whatever else I need it for. So and it works great in all applications.
And even to add on to everything before we get out of here is the meat shelf on the outside or closest to your back. I mean, really that's kind of your choice too. I know like me and Joe, like we're kind of more like, well, I like the idea of the meat closest to our back because that's where all the weight is, and you know, the distribution of the weight is just
Correct.
a lot better. The weight distribution, like, you know, it kind of is a big deal to both of us. But if it's not as big of a deal to you guys, or if you're doing a lot of deer hunting, you know, that outside pack would do just fine. And
Right.
really for elk too, it just you might feel it by that third or fourth trip in a little bit more than you would on the
Right.
pack, the meat shelf being on the closest to your back. So again, yeah, it's just kind of, I mean, it's so close that, you know, they're pretty much dead even. So I think without rambling on much longer, should we go have another root beer?
Yeah, let's have another root beer and simmer down and enjoy our packs.
So we really settled nothing.
We really didn't.
Well, let you guys decide.
It's
Thanks
up
for
to you.
watching. Thanks for watching the Struggling Hunters channel. We have plenty of other videos. We do a little podcast on the YouTube channel. So go check that out. Consider subscribing and liking. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.